Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, so today I have an absolutely insane and super fight intensive war. I get to use my 6-star rank 5 Ascended Hercules, but before that...
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
To explain this position, Nation's going up against JA. Winning this war is crucial for us because we haven't had the best season. Then, to make it all better, as I'm doing my fights, both teams have explored 120, 130 fights. And it's 2-2. So, this fight, not only the time is important, but should I happen to get KO'd, we almost certainly lose this. And I find myself in a situation like this. But right, let's rewind and actually get to see how we got to this insane war. So, I'm going to be using Cassie, Lang, Hercules, and Odin. Odin's pre-fights are just for Herc, just to be safe. Why not? Could have used Galen maybe as well, but it's fine. And, right. So, I'm going to be doing majority of the fights with Hercules. This is going to be quite an expensive war as well, but largely because of the Cassie fight, to be honest. So, I'm starting on path 8. Then I have my fights in section 2, and then I have like mini-bosses on pretty much every single mini-boss island. Double checked if I was recording, and here I'm going to be going up against Shuri, so we're going to boost up. Our recall master is active. I also put on max coagulate, Odin's pre-fight, all that good stuff. Cosmic powerback boosts because I'll be using Herc a lot. And there's nothing too crazy in this fight. I'm going to be using several of the regeneration boosts because those I pretty much never use and they almost always expire. And I thought that those regen boosts could actually, enable me to save some potions this war. And I'm quite happy that I finally got a decent use out of these guys. So here we see, I get my level 1. Now at this point, I do have the true focus, so I can bypass Shuri's untouchable as well, which I'm quite happy with. I actually ate the end of that level 1 on purpose because I wanted to get the charge. I figured, might as well be a bit cheeky. And here we go. So this fight does not last long, nor will any other Herc fights, really. Herc's an absolute machine. So this fight was 31 seconds? Yeah, 31 seconds. We can carry on. Next up, Nova. Again, relatively straightforward fight, nothing too crazy. I'm going to bring in my Hercules. His true focus can help against Nova's auto block. He has a high crit rate, but not guaranteed crit, so I don't really have to worry about too much. Basically, just, don't completely mess up and get absolutely battered by Nova. Because Nova can be a finicky defender, but my Infuriate hopefully will make this fight more stable and let me, bait out the special attacks. Because that is one of the biggest dangers in this fight against Nova. If he refuses to throw level 1, then he can, also refuse to throw level 2. He can dash backwards and forwards, get level 3, and that's when it normally hurts. So here I go for my level 1. That's already a ton of damage. I do have a solid amount of my charges here, and I just go in for the kill. And this one, again, is 29 seconds. So 29 seconds, man, the Herc is beasting through. So we have, medium to large set of boosts, recall masteries. Also have max coagulate to lose less health, and yeah, we're definitely having fun. So going path 9 here. And now I'm going to have to go up against Wiccan. Wiccan has been a bit finicky, but I actually practiced this fight a couple of times just so it doesn't work out like the last time where I got parried like twice. Now, I didn't die to him, and I'm still deathless this season, which certainly will be put to test. But yeah, I wasn't quite happy how I did against Wiccan the previous time. And now, the cool thing about Cassie, obviously, is not only she's buff immune, but also for each debuff, she's reducing any damage that she's receiving. And therefore, I don't really care what that Wiccan is putting on me, because it does nothing effectively. So at this point, I just want to go in for my level 1. And his health pool is quite small. He's going to go down quick. I do have Recall Mastery still active, but because of all the debuffs, I do actually end up, able to heal all of that up, which is, again, super awesome when you can run Cassie with recoils and don't face any repercussions for it, really. And I still have all the debuffs here, which I'm still perfectly fine with. And at this point, since I did already activate my level 1, I am just pushing for level 2, even though I only have like 8 power stings on Wiccan. These guaranteed crits will be more than enough to finish out the fight. And Cassie does it perfectly, and also in under a minute, 55 seconds. Next up, I have Mojo, and this is the bleed and the shock. So I have Odin's pre-fights. So shock will not do much damage to my Hercules at all. And also Hercules takes reduced bleed damage, plus I have Max Coagulate, so the bleed doesn't do too much either. So effectively the plan is just nuke him down. That's about it. Not much else to worry about. I'm going to be fighting through the hazard shift. I'm not going to be really limiting my hits. So here I just ramp up a bit, build up my feats in this fight. I hoped he wouldn't throw that level 1 there just yet, but it's fine. I throw a level 1 of my own. Now I have true focus. Now Modok's auto block abilities don't really do anything. And on the most of the damage that I took in this fight really came from Modok's level 1. But that's fine. 23 seconds. No more Modok. Herc doing Herc things. Man, this war is such a contrast as well. Because Cassie did phenomenal for the rest of the stuff as well. Except it was not the greatest matchup. Admittedly, I did not play that fight well. And I would never want to do that fight again. But, kind of clutched out. Next up, we fly to the first mini-boss island. I need to go up against Shocker. Now, Shocker has a recovery, personal space regeneration. So effectively, here the job is to nuke him. That's about it. Now, I will make a silly mistake at the beginning, because when Shocker charges his heavy attack, I swear it's just too long. I got a bit impatient. I got knocked down there, but that's fine. No biggie. And here the plan is just to go for my level 2. And I should be able to, nuke it down relatively quickly. So here we are. Again, he does get his regen, and that regen is quite crazy. He does go burr. It doesn't really want to play into it, but look at that regen. Even at 3 stacks, it was doing so much regening. Okay, so now we have 1 stack of regen. I bet out his level 1. Sweet. He gets 2 stacks of regen. And I go for my level 2. None of it crits, but that's fine because we're getting back a ton of power. And in the end, we got back even more power. 42 seconds. That's fine for a mini-boss. Moving on to the next one. And this next one, I will make a silly mistake. But it's Herc, so we're gonna push through this one as well. So we're doing all the fights. This one, so far we have done maximum possible amount of fights. I think I'm gonna be 1 short of maximum possible amount of fights in the entire war. I think could have done like 1 more maybe. We did like 4. It will be 7. I think I do 9 fights this war when 10 is the max. And Nick Fury again, Hercules. Obviously, it's a relatively standard matchup. We all have done this fight quite a lot of times in Battlegrounds, anywhere else. It has Bubble Shield, it has a few other things, but look at that. I want to just push Nick Fury to level 2, which is quite easy with these nodes. And then I just want to go for a level 2 of my own. But no, I chose to drop my level 1 because I thought he's going to run in. So with that, I also get rooted. And with that, I end up hitting that level 1. This is where the mistake came from. Rest of the fight is going to be fine. It's just that I, dropped my Herc's level 1 in the block because I thought he's running in. But he didn't. So that's fine. Here I go for a cheeky heavy attack because Nick Fury goes uber defensive whenever he enters his second life. Now he's still taking that degen damage. And I have Herc doing all the Herc things. As we can see that Nick Fury is just dead. So, unnecessary mistake, unnecessary health potions, but that's fine. Now this fight. Jesus Christ. So the plan here was, because it's Hazard Shift, Conflictor, Crumbling Armor, it would be perfect for Cassie if Doom was a global defender. Since Doom is not the global defender, Cassie isn't necessarily gaining placebos as she's tracking him and not placing withers on Dr. Doom. Therefore, Conflictor becomes a lot bigger problem. And at some point I do get into the rhythm, but I notice something's going off here. Okay, this one's my mistake, but something is wrong here. And here he barely activates a special attack. But I'm thinking it's like, this isn't really working out. So here I go for my level 1, activate. Everything so far seems more or less fine, but my power things get eaten. So that's, I think, perhaps a little bit of bad timing. I'm starting to get flustered in this fight and a bit confused. So here I go for heavy attack, but my power things get eaten again. At least I got the slow on. So noticing he's healing quite a lot. And I'm using Cassie. And she's not doing all that much damage. Healing for 500 per tick. And I still have recalls on. So I need to be conscious of farming my level 1s. But I kind of have to in order to keep knocking him down here. And everything else. And it just does not seem to be doing too well. And here it's like there are 3 power things that immediately get eaten again. Again, this would not be an issue if Doom was a global. And then I get parried on top of it. And at this point I'm like, okay, I'm at 28% health. The dude's like at 87% health. And, you know, I'm slowly starting to accept my fate. I am getting extremely pessimistic about this. I do dex at level 2 just fine. We do have the withers on as well. But my level 1 and my towns get eaten. He gets level 2 again, which again is significantly more dangerous. Now, 24% health. It's not going well. We have gotten him down to 71%. And luckily, at this point, I still have the taunt on. Because I eat that special attack. I don't need to worry about incinerate damage, not really. But I barely survived that fight just because of inequity and taunt. So at this point is where the comeback must begin. And here, I did not notice that he had his aura, but I get lucky. So this fight, past that 7%, was a mixture of putting on my big boy pants, a mixture of getting incredibly lucky, and I don't know what else to tell you. A bit of prayer, and here we go. It resisted everything as well. But we're still managing to keep our powers thing somehow. It kind of got into a little rhythm, I would say. So we are trying to do the best we can here. So we knocked him down again in order, when I was afraid that I'm going to get punished, I immediately go for level 3. That level 3 is going to give me that Fury as well. That's going to be quite useful, I'd imagine. I probably should have went for that level 3 previously. Here he doesn't want to activate his special, and once he does, if he does, well, I mean, it's a problem, because my power things are going to go away very, very quickly. Okay, so here we go. Take that on the block, because I, didn't really want to risk it. I'm getting some willpower heal back. We'll have the power things here. I just need him to throw it. And he doesn't. So all of my 18 power things drop off. And I take this in the block. And I go back to like 10% health. So here, he decided not to charge at me. Man, this fight is so rough. It was definitely like a mixture of prayer, big boy fans, and just a good old-fashioned luck. So here I chain my heavy attack into level 1 just to wait out that Aura of Hazarath. And we are kind of slowly, very slowly but surely, regaining the control of this fight. To be fair, I think if I had to do this fight again, I kind of know the rhythm of it, more or less. But I just don't. I have PTSD from this fight. Just check out the timer. It's been 4 minutes in this fight. It's been 4 fucking minutes in this fight. So it's 4 minutes 18, 144 hits. Doom goes down. With this, I pretty much ruined any gains in the time section that I had made with my Hercules. But that's fine. And I still need to use Cassie for that Kindred, so that means quite a bit of healing. But Cassie against Kindred is fine. It's not perfect. He's poison immune, so I can't, extend the debuff durations. Polka dot power. I'm not really going to be getting any power. I chose to start with power start 1 just so I can get that taunt in the beginning to kind of get the fight under control. And here he immediately starts with a heavy attack, which I counter with a heavy of my own. That just shows that not all AI is created equal. Normally AI doesn't do that. And here I punish that level 1 as a heavy attack of my own, but it's fine. I do have the slow, I do have the taunt active, I have some power things. Here I do make a mistake, but nothing major again, because we're not really taking damage from the degen with Cassie. We can survive this. I just keep pausing his stuff and adding a few more power things. As long as, you know, he keeps cooperating with me, we should be fine. So here I use my striker to get him past the bar of power, chain that into the heavy attack, use his level 1 again. Sweet. We got 19 power things on at the moment. I accidentally parry there, which is not sweet, but Inequity did the fine job. Here he luckily threw his special attack, but he has entered his Nightmare Outbreak. As you can notice, as long as I have debuffs, that degen doesn't really do anything. So I just charge my heavy attack. Unfortunately, majority of my power things here do fall off, and he's below 5% health. So I just kind of need to wait this out again, because the Nightmare Outbreak doesn't really do much to me, so I could just, you know, close it out relatively safely without too much to worry about. And yeah, that is it. So that wasn't like a perfect fight, but it was fine. And now the boss fight. And the boss fight is, you know, arguably one of the easiest fights here. It's Baron Zemo. He's not a great defender. But I just do end up making one mistake, which basically extended this fight by like 15 seconds or so. But like how effectively a fully ramped up Hercules 6-star rank 5 ascended with recoils and cosmic boosts and power start 1 and Odin's pre-fights and all the good stuff. And this is just, you know, bloodbath. So here I do make mistake because he chunked it up. I expected him to follow, he didn't. So I wasted my power start 1 boost, basically. That's the only thing that happened here. But aside from that, he seems to be throwing his special attacks just fine, which I'm super happy about. So here again, fine, I do get that special intercept. We're fine. We can see the numbers coming out of this event. It's quite crazy. And yeah, no. You can see Baron Zemo being at 36% health. He's using his special attack. And now I'm just going to go in for another intercept. And I don't even bother trying to intercept with this one. I just activate my level 2 and it's done. So it was basically a level 1, level 2 fight with Hercules. It's kind of like AQ. 45 seconds, the boss is done and done. So yeah. With this moment, oh my god. It was so crazy. And of course it's my own fault. It wasn't that, you know, not an assignment I'd want to do, but I could have done much better in that fight. Definitely could have. 144 hits, 4 minutes and 18. Kind of made it through. Right, and when I did that afterwards, it did end up that we kind of had a bit more room for error, which I didn't know at that point again, because it was 2-2. And in the end, at the very last, like 5 fights, I think, Jedi Assassins ended up dropping another death. So that, you know, kind of made me feel, I guess, a little bit better, because even had I died, we still had them on time. So it wasn't like as crazy. But still, it was such a brutal war. It really was. The entire war, effectively, both alliances had 2 deaths. And I had a ton of fights. And you do not want to find yourself 3 minutes in the fight when your opponent is still like 60% health remaining. You have like 15% health remaining. And the war's that close. I love it though. Like, don't get me wrong, I'd love even more had I done that fight perfectly. But the pressure there, the suspense, everything else, so good. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about